No, that was just really not it. So like I thought he was gonna be super excited to like show up and come in. Even I think it was 2 weeks ago, I reached back out and I was like, hey, I want to make sure that this date is set for you, blah blah blah. He was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And then it wasn't until this morning when he was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm sick. And I'm like, you waited till this morning? Did you know before then? Were you gonna tell me if I never reached out to you?
I don't think so.
You were just gonna just not show up on my shit, like for real. And like you really felt like that was okay. And then he was like, let's reschedule. And see, this is what I was talking about. Now I said, hell fucking no. I said, ooh, my schedule's very busy. I can't reschedule, right?
I would say yes, but just push it back to the April.
I can't do that. Let me tell you why. If this happens twice, I have a problem. Like I'm liable to like come find you. Like I'm actually gonna be upset. Like I'm gonna be like, no, you played in my face twice. Now we have problems now. Like the first time I can let it go, which is why exactly. The second time I'm ready to show up at your door. Like for real. All of this all of the quiet, all of the she's a cool person will go the fuck out the window, which is why I protect myself. And I just tell people, you missed your chance. Because that's my biggest thing is like, it's the second time. Because then I would really feel like, now this is disrespectful. Because now you don't know who I am and all the work I put into this shit.
But it's like, I don't know. Because, like, I feel that way, too, but not even from, like, a business side, like, personal side. It's like, I've seen your potential.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I really, like, know you. So it's like, maybe this one time, like, you just, I don't know, you just weren't in the right state of mind. But at the same time, if I go back into that situation and I do it again, I'm going to feel stupid.
You're so nice.
I feel so stupid.
I've done this before. Like, okay, it's short story because we do have to get back. But I'm recording this, so we have this going. But okay, short story. When I first started, when I was backpack kid and I had my camera and I was going around at the bakery and I was interviewing people, there was 3 girls that played in my face like that. And I met them in person, set a time, gave them a chance. I got dolled up, took my last few dollars to have gas to get in the car, charged all my stuff, made sure that I had microphones, made sure that I set aside a space where nobody was gonna bother us, where you could hear. I'm doing lighting, I'm doing so much shit for this, 20-minute interview is what I used to do.
Yeah.
And didn't show up. So then I go, okay, that's fine. I'll be back on Tuesday. We'll do Tuesday. And they're like, okay, that's fine. Don't show up again. And then they see me in person at the next event. And then they want to go, hey, I want to reschedule with you, right? So I did that for 3 different girls.
You did it for the 3rd?
And I did it 3 times for every single girl. And so after that 3rd girl stood me up the 3rd time, I was like, no, if somebody fucking stands you up, that's it. Like, that's really how the fuck they feel about you. Because, I mean, anybody who cared, days before, oh my God, I got sick out of nowhere. I am so sorry, right?
Yeah.
That's
You're putting time.
you know what I'm saying? But see, that's what I don't think people understand that because I don't technically have what people think of as like a podcast, right? With the views, they don't see I'm putting effort behind it. They just think that I just, I have a show, right? Because of the views, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, the way I do my show is as if I have a million views right now.
Entire week, you're walking around like trying to put this podcast together.
Exactly. I'm talking to myself all the fucking time. Like, dude, like for real. Like I'm not your average podcaster. Or like I'm
to be talking for an hour.
It's not. And to keep you entertaining, because a lot of these people really can't talk about themselves. And I end up making them I end up making people interesting. That's the other thing. I was like, dude, I'm really good at my craft. So for you to sit down, have a conversation with me, see what the conversation would be like, and then still not even give a fuck about the conversation days later, you're not going to give a fuck about it a month from now. Yeah. So that's kind of why I always be like, you got to want it done.
But honestly, would rather be just you having a solo show than people who don't care.
Yeah. I think so too. So that's why I stopped doing that sometime last year. I think it was one more person where I was just like, you know, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Like, I'm so sick of like dragging niggas to come talk about their business.
It's too much work.
I'm putting you on. Like, I'm giving you something to link to about your business. That's invaluable. And you really are sitting here and you're just like, oh, well, you know, I was on this thing. I don't get it. That's why I respect all these other podcasts. And when I am invited and I say I'm going to show up, I be there.
And bare minimum, if you aren't going to be there, like,
I tell them days before, because I know what it's like to prep for something, get ready for a Saturday or get ready for a Tuesday, and that person just don't show up. And then you sitting here with all these cameras and lights looking real stupid. And then you just got to go.
And it's live?
Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because if I was sitting here and it was like this time right now and I'm still waiting for you.
Oh, no. We would have to cancel the show.
Yeah, see, and I can't do that. I can't do that. I put so, even today, even though I had to come up with an entire show today, I still put my all into it because I care. Because I care a lot. Yeah. Because I'm like, I'm not here just for views. Like, I'm here to talk about something that I know you're passionate about because I know you spend your whole day on this. And I know nobody gives a fuck. That's why I have this podcast. I'm here to talk about the shit that no one else will ask you about. No one will ever ask you how you came up with your logo.
Nice.
No one's ever gonna say that ever. But I'm actually gonna ask you that.
They're just like, oh, that's kind of cute.
And that's it. But then, and you saw when I asked people that, every time I ask people that, they're like, oh my God, it's this big thing. It was like this internal growth. And I'm like, see? Who else is gonna ask you that? And I don't know. I guess for me, I'm like, man, if you can't see the value in that, then fuck it. I'll talk.
I think that
I'll have a bossy moment.
To a point where it's like, this show is good. Like that's already been set in stone. But it's like now it's like we're trying to get ways to hook in your audience. So first we're doing it with aesthetics. Next we're gonna do it with maybe like a different approach, maybe a game show, something.
I don't know.
Because
so
people need to see it. Like the information is good, it's gems, but at the same time, a podcast is just someone sitting and talking.
Exactly. Which is, and then even that, I don't know. So that was my question of the week was, what am I not tapping into? Like, and really the question was, what was I missing? But I know I'm not missing anything. I feel like and see, that was the answer. Every time I kept saying, what am I missing? I was like, it's either marketing or how I set up my show. And so then I said, okay, let me play around with different themes, different topics, different ways of commenting on something. That's what I'm gonna have to do right now, which is why I don't mind having a solo show. Yeah. It's like, cool. This is how you never take a loss. If you use your moments to learn, you use your moments to experiment, you use your moments to like build, you're never gonna take a loss. People can try to shit on you all they want to, and all it's gonna do is make you. I'm finna learn from that. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to take away.